Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for stopping by. Today's video is one that I promised many moons ago. I don't know why it's taken me so long to film it because it's a simple routine that I do it quite often. I sound like I'm going through puberty. My voice just cracked. I don't always go for like lashes or a darker smoky eye, not even smoky eye, darker lower lash line. There we go. Typically when I do an all cream routine, I just keep it really simple, easy, and fresh, but we are going to a baseball game tonight and dinner, so I just wanted to have something a little bit deeper, but just keep in mind you can definitely do the same routine with just very like minimal eye color. But more than anything, it's the product recommendations in this video. So whenever I'm feeling a very glowy, dewy makeup routine, which who am I kidding, it's pretty much always, I love to go in with an all liquid or cream makeup routine. So that is what I'm going to be sharing today. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my eyes first, just like I do with powders. Sometimes with creams, I can get a wee bit excited, things get out of the line. That way I do have the space to go in and remove any excess without disturbing a foundation. When it comes to liquid or cream shadows, I would say hands down my favorite are the Mercier Caviar sticks. As I mentioned in my previous video, or it may have been the video before that, I believe CoverGirl has dupes of these now. I still haven't found them yet, but when I do, I'll test them out for y'all. I'm pretty sure Shelby Wilson here on YouTube did a review recently just because I know she also swears by these. Another great option are these matte and metals from Huda Beauty. Honestly, I'm not sure what sort of eye look I'm wanting to go with. If I just want to do like a very simple kind of monochromatic bronzy eye, or if I really want to go in and use lots of different colors. For my crease color, I think I am actually going to go in with one of the Huda Beauty ones. But first, just to add a little bit of brightness, I'm going to go in with the Mercier Caviar stick in Vanilla Kiss. This is just a really pretty matte bone shade. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and I'm actually just going to go in with my sponge just because I'm not wanting full coverage from this. I'm just really wanting to even out my lid, just since I have some kind of discoloration on there. This kind of creates more of a uniform base when it comes to color. I think I'm actually going to take a mixture of Double Pump Latte and Room Service. I did an entire review of these Huda Beauty melted shadows when they first released. This was with their second, I'm pretty sure this one was, yeah. This was with their second round of shades. I personally love these. Okay, so just taking that first color and then going in with a deeper shade, I'm just going to do like doink doink, or maybe an extra doink. This one is a really pretty terracotta color. That one was Room Service. Taking the Persona, I'm not sure if this has an exact name. This was released with those like monochromatic sets that she released. This brush is so nice. It fits into my crease perfectly. Okay, so I'm just gonna take that brush and just sweep that color right through my crease. At this point, the Caviar stick is already dried, so I'm not really worried about that moving all over the place. Now, to deepen up my outer corner, I'm going to go in with my absolute favorite shade from the entire Caviar stick line. This one is in the shade Cocoa. This is actually the second one that I've been through, and you get a lot of product in these. This is just the perfect brown if you're wanting to go in and create just a tiny baby wing or smoke out your lower lash line and you're not wanting the harshness of just a straight black. This one is beautiful. So I'm just going to lightly dab some of this, almost just kind of like punching it in right into my outer corner, and then just taking any smaller brush. We'll start off with this one. This is the 6 Short Shading Brush from, is it Farah? F-A-R-A-H. I got this from a Ipsy Plus bag. So once again, just starting off lighter because you can always build up. I'm just pulling it inward, just like so. So I am gonna go in and add a touch more. These blend out so nicely, and I'm telling you, they stay locked and loaded all day long. That's the best part. So if you've been struggling to find a good product to last on your lower lash line because you feel like everything melts away, try the Caviar stick. From there, I think I want to go in with one of these purples, Intense Amethyst. So for this, I'm just going to go in from the inner corner all the way out, and then just lightly pat it in and just use my finger to pull upwards some, just above my little hooded fold. With cream looks, I feel like a little bit messy is prettier. I don't know, I just don't feel the need to be quite as precise. I just like the blown out, kind of dewy, shimmery look. I feel like my forehead is looking pretty textured today. So first, to smooth that out, I'm gonna go in with the Hard Candy Blur Primer. This is a newer primer to my collection, and honestly, it took me by surprise because typically with any sort of blurring primer, you kind of get more of like a thicker, drier silicone feel. This does have that silicone feel, but more like in a lotion form. Like once you keep blending it out, that's when you kind of feel that silicone texture. But this primer keeps my makeup on all day long, and it's not a thick, slippery type of blurring primer, so I've really been enjoying that. So I really just kind of concentrate that in the areas where I know I have larger pores. And then for the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with the VDL Lumilayer Primer. This is a primer that I have been using for years and years. It's a Korean brand, and they recently launched in Ulta, which is so exciting. So this is a really pretty pearl shift primer. There's a bit of like kind of a pearly pink duochrome to it, but it just feels so nice on the skin. It's really hydrating, makes your skin glowy. It has a really nice scent, just kind of like the traditional scent that you get in lots of different Korean skincare products. For foundation, I pulled out 3 different options because these are all foundations that I've been loving. The one that I've used the longest is the Becca Aqua Luminous. I love this one during the hot months just because it feels so weightless on my skin, but it still lasts. It's definitely more on the lighter coverage though, so if you're looking for full coverage, you're not gonna find it with that. Another one that I've really been enjoying is the Wander Nude Illusion Foundation, and then the drugstore option is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation. I love this foundation. Ever since I got it, I've been using it so much. The shade that I'm using is 120A Natural Beige. I do kind of think I want to pick up a shade deeper just because my chest has gotten color lately, and I feel like I end up having to bronze quite a bit to get this to match all over. It does come with an air puff, and typically I love air puffs, but I actually prefer this cushion foundation with a sponge. This cushion does have buildable coverage. You're not gonna get full coverage, but you can definitely get a nice medium coverage with it if you let the first layer dry down and then go in with your second layer. If you keep trying to pile it on while it's still wet, it ends up kind of picking up that first layer. So just give the first layer a few seconds to dry, and then you can go in with the next layer if you're wanting additional coverage. Okay, I am just gonna take a little bit of the Aqua Luminous in tan. I'm almost out of this. The foundation that I love mixing whenever I have another liquid foundation that's too, I love that sound, it's too light, just because the formula is so thin and lightweight that I feel like it doesn't really disrupt what other foundation I'm using. For concealer, I'm not going in with anything new. I'm just using my tried and true Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. Now for cream bronzer, I have 2 options here. I do love the Nude Sticks Bondi Babe, but honestly this one is way cheaper and I actually prefer it more. This is another cushion product from Wet n Wild, just using that same exact sponge. I'm gonna dip that in, and I really like to start first kind of like at my hairline, and wow, I just got a little excited right there. That's okay, it'll brush out. And just warm up the outer edges of my face. I actually haven't tried this one with the Huda Beauty Sculpt and Shade yet, so I do kind of want to give it a go with this brush. Oh yeah, this works perfectly with this bronzer. Now moving on to blush. This is another category where I have a couple different options. If you guys caught my recent May favorites, I talked about the Holika Nude Drop Lumi Cheek, which I do love, but then I also love the NARS liquid blushes. Oh, which one should we go in? Maybe we'll do a mixture. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Luster. This is one of my absolute faves. The Morphe M462. I just like to kind of rub it all over. See what I mean? That was way too much. Get it into this brush and then just lightly tap it onto my cheeks. And then on top of that, I'm gonna go ahead and take some of the Lumi Cheek. I love this product so much. It gives your skin that like wet, dewy look, but it doesn't stay sticky on the face. That's what I had mentioned in that favorites video. Like I don't have any issues with my hair getting stuck to this product or anything, but it just maintains this really nice wet glisten. All right, now taking the Sigma E06 winged liner brush, I am just going to brush right onto the actual product. And then, y'all already know, I have no Winged Liner Pro. So this isn't like a super defined cat eye. It's just honestly a tiny little flick just to add some lift without being like a very harsh like wink. It's just, see, a baby doink, and it just works. For my lips, I went ahead and applied the MAC lip liner in Strip Down, one of my faves. My lashes are the Salon Perfect 615s. On top of this, I'm going in with one of my new favorite lip colors. This is the NARS Oil Infused Lip Tint in the shade Primal Instinct. So originally they just had one color, and it was in the color Orgasm that launched with that like entire Orgasm collection. But then they launched 3 more shades, and this is hands down my favorite of the 3. And this gloss is so pretty. If you guys haven't tried out this formula yet, it has this like gel-like pillowy formula. Oh, it's just so good. Here is the final look. I hope you guys found this video helpful. As I mentioned in the intro, this is typically just like an easy breezy, quick and go look, just because I don't really feel the need to use too many brushes. It's mainly just like my sponge and my finger, minus like 2 eye brushes, and it just goes on easily. It lasts all day. If you are really oily, you probably want to go in with like a strong setting spray. I know this has very mixed reviews. I talked about this recently in a video. There definitely is alcohol in it, so if your eyes are open or if your mouth is open and you spray it, I'll be praying for you. But if you just spritz it onto a sponge, like for instance, let me go ahead and do that now. So I'll just take it, I'll give it like a spritz or 2, and then I will just pat this onto areas where I know I get a little bit greasy. So right between my brows, my chin, and my nose. And then everywhere else, I'll just go in with a regular dewy setting spray for that. Let's go ahead and finish off with the, why can't I keep things in their place when I'm filming? The L'Oreal Lumi one. I really hope you guys found this video helpful. If you happen to have any like standout favorite liquid or cream products that you didn't see featured in this video, I would love if you drop them down below. I always love to take your recommendations. And that is it for this one. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. If you haven't already, I would love if you subscribed, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.